All right, you guys, so we are in the next lesson, which is solving problems with right triangles. This is slide number 7. So it says right triangles, Pythagorean theorem. Well, we talked about Pythagorean theorem. That's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I have a feeling that we're going to be solving something like that. So let's get into it. So click on your GeoGebra. Okay, well, I got what may be a right triangle. That looks like it's 90 degrees, angle B. Okay, so I don't have the hypotenuse, it looks like. I just have two of the legs, 10 and 17. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we got here. All right, find the side lengths of use Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, okay. So create a line through B perpendicular to AC. A line through B perpendicular to AC. So we gotta have a perpendicular line coming down this way. All right, so we're gonna do perpendicular line. So fourth icon, first one down. All right, so you're gonna click on B because that's the point we gotta go through, and then click on anywhere on this line AC. All right, so there's our perpendicular line. Okay, and label the intersection of the perpendicular line AC, point D. All right, so we need to label this D right there. So come in here and click on point, click right there, and then label it D. All right, measure and record the length of BD and the measure of angle BDA. And then ask us what we know about them. All right, so let's find the length of BD first. All right, so I'm going to come over here to the angle icon and select distance or length. If you'll click on B. Oops, I clicked on the line instead. Let's try it again. So click on, click off the line here. Distance or length, so click on B. It keeps clicking on the line. Click on, yeah, it keeps clicking on the line. All right, there's B and D. All right, so BD is roughly 8. I got 7.99, so it's roughly 8. And they want angle BDA. Okay, so let's see. Come back over here to angle, and we're going to click on B. Not letting me click on the. There we go. B, D, A. And I can't see that very well, so I'm going to move it over. All right, so, well, to be perpendicular, it should be 90. So this is roughly 8 for BD, and angle BDA is 90 degrees. All right, so let me put that. So BD equals 8, and angle BDA equals 90 degrees. All right, what do you know about triangle ABD? ABD, well, that's going to be a right triangle. BCD, yep, also a right triangle. BCD is a right triangle because one of the angles inside the triangles is 90 degrees. All right. All right, so it looks like I'm done with question number 1. All right. Use Pythagorean theorem to find AD and DC, then find AC using addition. Show your calculations. All right, so the first thing we want me to find is AD. All right, so let me come back here. All right, so I got to find AD using the Pythagorean theorem. Well, I'm looking at triangle ABD. I'm looking at this right triangle on the left here, my visual people. I got one leg is 8. I'm looking for AD, which is the second leg, and 10 is the hypotenuse. because it's the slanted side, it's also the side across from 90. So I'm going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Except I don't know what AD is. So it'll be AD squared plus get off of there. There we go. Plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. All right, so that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, c being the hypotenuse. So now I need to figure out what these are. So it's going to be AD squared plus, well, 8 squared is 64. 10 squared is 100. Now I've got to subtract 64 to both sides. So 80 squared. I guess I'll show you the steps. Plus 64 minus 64 equals 100 minus 64. Because I subtract it from both sides. So now I've got 80 squared. And 100 minus 64, that's going to be 36. Now the opposite of squaring is to square root. So I have to square root 80 squared. I have to square root the 36. So 80 equals, well, the square root of 36 is a plus or minus 6. But the distance of a triangle cannot be negative. So it's going to be just 80 is 6. Okay, now we got to find DC. Now DC is this other triangle over here. So we got to do the Pythagorean theorem with the 8, the DC squared, and the 17 squared. That's the hypotenuse. All right, so let's do DC squared plus 8 squared. And remember the hypotenuse was a 17 over here. So equals 17 squared. Alright, so now we're going to do our math. So DC squared 64. 17 squared. I'm not sure I know that one right off the bat. So 17 squared. Alright, 289. Now we're going to subtract 64 to the other side. Alright, so we got DC squared. 289 minus 64. That's 225. And then we're going to square root. So the square root of 225, I believe that's 15. Alright. Alright, so we found AD, we found DC, then find AC using addition. Alright, so listen. If this over here, AD, was the first answer, 6. And DC over here is our second answer, which is 15. All you're doing is adding 6 plus 15. And that's going to equal AC. Well, 6 plus 15 is 21. That equals AC. All right, hit submit. Oh, there we go. 6, 15, and 21. All right. Oh, question 3. So put in a bunch of information here. Okay. Verify the calculations in question 2 by displaying the lengths of AD and AC. All right, so come up here to distance or length. I'll click on AD, and we'll click on DC, and then I'll click on AC. All right, so 6, 15, and 21. All right, so got that. And select point B and move it around to different locations. As point B moves, the side lengths of the triangles change. However, notice that ABC continues to comprise 2 right triangles. Okay, so record the side lengths in the table for 4 different positions of B. Okay. All right, fine. Let's move here. So they want us to move B. Okay, let's see. So let's see. I'll make AB 8. How's that? Right. So I made AB 8. Okay. So AB is 8. All right. So let's see what AD is. So AD is now 2.63. BD. BD is still an 8. Well, AB squared, so 8 squared is 64. AD squared plus BD squared. Okay, so let's come back here. So I gotta do 2.63 squared plus BD squared, so BD squared is 64, so plus 64. Okay, so I got, what do they want it to? It's basically 71. Oh, look, I messed up. D is not actually a right angle. I gotta keep that 90. So let me backtrack here. Move this. Grab B. I gotta keep that 90 degrees. Yeah, it's messed up. Move that 8 and make it 90. Wonder why it didn't stick. It's not sticking. That's weird. Should have stuck right on. Oh, you know what? It's blue and not black. Okay. That makes a difference. Let me move this back to 90. I might have to redo it, aren't I? That needs to be black, not blue. Oh my goodness. I have to draw a segment. I'm going to draw a segment, aren't I? Get rid of this. I need that to be stuck on there. Right now it's blue. It is not going to hold. I love technology. Technology is great until it doesn't work. Because no matter what I do, if I click and drag, that moves. I need it to stay 90. I need it to be on the line. segment to remain. I need it to be a segment, not a line. I don't know if that worked. Nope. Because that all it does is come off of it. Doesn't keep it 90. I need a point to attach, detach point. Alright, I'm gonna have to do that. Alright, so now I got my perpendicular bisector. I'm going to have to select intersect. Intersection of this line and this line is D. Oh my goodness, that is just bothersome. Come back and find all my measures again. Well, I did learn something. At least I learned something. Let me come back and get my angle. Be 90. Yeah, now it's straight up 90. Look at that. I just can't put a dot wherever I want to. That just figures. Alright, so I'm going to move B. Alright, now I'll make it 8. Okay. So, yeah, at least it stays 90. Alright, my goodness, that is the wrong information. Alright, so we got AB is 8. Alright, so let's see. AD is 2.54. BD is 7.6. AB squared, that will still be 64. Right now I gotta do AD squared plus BD squared. So I'm gonna do 2.54 squared plus 7.6 squared. 7.6 squared equals about 64. Got me a little off because I couldn't get it perfectly on 8. Okay, my goodness. Alright, let's try another one. Okay, so how about I move it to I'll move it to 10. That's pretty close. I'm going to make that a 10. So AB is 10. Alright, so we got AD is 3.72. Alright, BD is 9.29. Alright, so 10 squared is 100. Now we're going to do AD squared plus BD squared. So we square these two is 3.72 plus 9.29 squared equals be about 100. Yep. So all we're doing is just verifying the Pythagorean theorem. Alright, let's try another one. No, we put it at 9. Alright, 9. 9. Alright, so let's see. AD squared was roughly 3. Alright, BD is 8.47. Alright, well 9 squared is 81. So I got 3.05 squared plus 8.47 5.47 squared equals, yep, there it is, roughly about 81. All right, one more. I'm going to leave the next one for you to do. All right, so let's see. I've done 8, done 10, done 9. How about 11? Pretty close. So I'll make that an 11. Okay, so 80 is 5.49. All right, BD is 9.55. 11 squared is 121. All right, here we go. 5.49 squared plus 9.55 squared equals, I got 121. All right, so I'm going to leave the rest of them for you to do, just for sake of time. Self-evaluation. All right. Well, you know what? I'm not going to give my 5. I'm going to give myself a 4 because I did learn something. I had to learn something today. All right, so we're done with slide number 7.